to Elemental Indigo YouTube channel. This is your weekly oracle card reading for the week commencing Monday the 17th of February. And this week I'm going to use Healing from the Fairies oracle cards. I chose these for this week because these cards have only got a little either phrase or word just on the bottom of the card. There's no long prayer like there is with a lot of the cards. Some of the cards have sort of a key word on and then longer meanings underneath them, whereas these just have sort of one word on them really. So I thought that'd be quite apt at the moment with it being Mercury retrograde, because that affects communication, and so I thought if we have less communication on the cards, we can maybe use a bit more intuition in what they're trying to tell us. So I'm going to give them a shuffle. I'm desperately trying not to knock the camera phone today because it's plugged in and any kind of like little knock just sends it spinning around. So we're getting rid of the old video camera now, so you will never see that again. You will never hopefully see chopped off cards again that kind of change focus randomly throughout the video. So if you really want that video camera, it's on eBay. But you know, it's currently going at 99p, which is probably not too far off what it's worth actually. Although I did pay a bit more for it initially, it's probably worth about 99p now. So we're doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, okay. So Monday, Tuesday, and the card is Inner Power. So as I just mentioned with my reasoning for using the cards is that we're in Mercury retrograde pretty much till the end of the month, I think. So during this time, communication is harder. So I just made a reference to checking in with intuition a bit more specifically in this reading the cards, because we don't at this time necessarily have all the information to hand in an easy format. That sounds really business speak, but that's what I'm going with. So we don't necessarily have all the answers and all the information we need right there written down or obviously given to us on a plate sort of thing. So the beginning of this week we might need to use our intuition a bit more and intuitively work out what's going on in situations, because Mercury can be mucking things up communication wise, so we might need to rely on our gut instincts a bit more this week. This card can also come up if you've been working a lot on building self-esteem recently, and your own personal power. There's a few cards in various Doing Virtue decks about inner power, personal power, and usually when they come up it's a sign that you shouldn't be scared of displaying it when whatever way is appropriate, whether that's being more assertive or holding higher thoughts about yourself. Hello, there's a postman. It's safe for you at the beginning of the week to use your inner power, to not be afraid of it, not hide it away. I feel at the moment a lot of us have been building this inner power, and it's maybe time for us to sort of, a lot of people say, come out the spiritual closet. So that's a quite popular term for it. But yeah, that's something that we might be called to do at the moment. So if you are, don't doubt yourself, and just connect with that intuition and inner power and keep going, forging ahead, because it's needed at this time. Yeah, I like this card. New opportunity. So the first thing I would say from looking at these two cards together is that at the beginning of the week, with stepping up in our personal power, I think we're really being guided to clonk any sort of procrastination on the head at the beginning of this week. So, really take as many action steps as you can comfortably manage. And then if you feel you're wavering a bit, that's the time to sort of go into yourself a little bit and reconnect with your personal power and that drive and that passion that will help you. But the main one is kicking procrastination. I think if we can actually take some action steps at the beginning of this week, that will then manifest by the midweek by starting to bring us new opportunities. A lot of the time when we get new opportunities in our life, for example, career-based ones, or something comes up like a new job role, that's when the doubts tend to creep in and we start thinking, I might need to do a bit more studying before I start doing this, or I don't know if I'm quite qualified, I don't know if I'm quite up to it yet, I might need some more experience, or you just feel a bit generally sort of intimidated by it. But these cards are saying, you will feel like that, it's natural to feel like that, but don't let that stop you from taking any new opportunities that are going to be presented to you now, because if you wait till your sort of ego's telling you it's the right time, then that's never going to happen. You've just got to step forward and do it. So that's why inner power is coming up so importantly as the theme of the week, really, because that will help us drive us through and hopefully obliterate all those thoughts we get where we don't think we're good enough or we don't think we're ready yet. Well, you are. Okay, so Friday, Saturday and Sunday is make music. Now this card, if you are interested and passionate about music in particular, then this card's great for you. Just make music. So in that case, you would take the card probably very literally, and as your action steps to get to this new opportunity, just don't worry about what it's going to sound like or if it's a perfect song. Just go out and make music. Just start playing. But I think for the rest of us, this card, what jumped out at me was the fact she's playing this harp on her own. She's not part of a band or an orchestra. She's playing it on her own, and she's not even looking at the instrument, but she's kind of in the zone there. In fact, she's that much in the zone, she doesn't have to look at the instrument, I think. So she's just really playing her own tune, which is kind of another key phrase for this card, is playing your own tune. So there's definitely a focus here of just kind of cutting out all these perhaps negative influences around you at the moment, which might be trying to look out for your best interest, but at the end of the day, they're not you, they're not on your path. You've got to, especially when self-doubt starts creeping in, you've got to stay on your own path. And this is another kind of card tying in with that inner power and listening to yourself, and listening to your strengths. And here's another phrase, playing to your own strengths. There you go, they're all coming out now. So she's really in the zone, and she's just playing her own tunes. So I think that's coming up this week for all of us, is play your own tune, play to your own strengths, do any other kind of cliche phrases you can think of relating to this card, because we need to stay focused right now. I think there's a definite need to stay focused this week, which for some of us can be difficult. But there are tips and tools, and one of them is not spending all day on the internet. You can get little apps for Mac and PCs that will restrict you go in on certain websites at times that you specify. If you find that you sort of dither off onto social media during the day when you're supposed to be working, then you can do that. Put that app on your computer and it'll help you focus more. But anyway, so I'm going to leave the video there and I'm going to go and take some action steps and do some things and stop procrastinating, because we're not allowed to do that this week.